latest now on the Trump transition. The president-elect making key appointments to his economic team as speculation swirls around Mitt Romney for Secretary of State after that intimate dinner last night. Our chief White House correspondent, John Carl, is on the story. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. It must have been quite a dinner. After a gourmet meal at one of the restaurants in one of Trump's buildings here in New York, Mitt Romney, who once called Trump a dangerous fraud and a phony, emerged to praise the president-elect as someone with an inclusive message who will lead America to a brighter future.
The longtime rivals were greeted with applause as they entered the pricey French restaurant inside the Trump International Hotel and Tower. Trump's new chief of staff, Reince Priebus, in tow. The menu, garlic soup with sautéed frog's legs, prime sirloin for Trump, lamb chops for Romney. On the side, conversation about Romney, who called Trump a fraud during the campaign as a potential Secretary of State.
I happen to think that America's best days are ahead of us. President-elect Trump is the very man who can lead us to that better future.
But there is serious opposition to Romney from some of Trump's top aides. The former Massachusetts governor isn't the only option on Trump's radar. Another contender, Tennessee Senator Bob Corker, also met with Trump about the job on Tuesday.
He needs to choose someone that he's very comfortable with, that he knows there's going to be no daylight between him and them.
Trump is quickly filling up other cabinet posts, including his first major economic appointment. For Treasury Secretary, Trump is expected to tap his campaign finance chairman, Steven Mnuchin, who spent 17 years working for Goldman Sachs. Former Bush administration Labor Secretary Elaine Chao is expected to head the Transportation Department. Chao is well known on Capitol Hill as the wife of Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. But as his cabinet comes together, one Trump advocate is chiding the president-elect's continued use of Twitter. Newt Gingrich criticized Trump for pushing allegations of voter fraud.
The presidents of the United States can't randomly tweet without having somebody check it out. It makes you wonder about whatever else he's doing.
Tomorrow, President-elect Trump heads to Indiana to begin what his team is calling a thank you tour. He'll start with a big announcement, a deal to keep a factory operated by the air conditioner company Carrier in Indiana. The company had planned to move the facility and its 1,400 jobs to Mexico. But, George, details of what Carrier was offered in the way of incentives to keep that factory in Indiana have not been revealed.
Yeah, we're still waiting that. Some state incentives, probably. Governor Mike Pence working on that. Indiana. Let's talk more with Matt Dowd about that. So we don't know all the details yet, but it's likely to save up to 1,000 jobs. Pretty big win for President-elect Trump.
It'll be a win, especially when you look at those people in the industrial Midwest that think nobody's advocated on their behalf for years and years and years, not Democrats or Republicans. If Donald Trump gets the win, it's a big deal for him. The question, as John says, is what did he have to give away, and what other companies are going to show up saying, give us something?
Same thing. How about this public courtship of Mitt Romney and Donald Trump right now? Pretty remarkable, given what Romney said during the campaign, but it's not a done deal yet.
No, it's not done, and I don't think anything's done on anything with Donald Trump until it's formally announced, especially this kind of deal. I think the reversal on this is stunning. The degree of difficulty on this dive for Mitt Romney is more than a 4.5 reverse somersault in a tucked position. It's greater than that. And I would actually think it would make more sense for Jim Harbaugh of the Michigan Wolverines to go to work for Urban Meyer of the Ohio State Buckeyes as an assistant coach than this move that Mitt Romney is making.
But it's a reversal for both because, Trump called Romney entirely unimpressive.
And a loser. and Romney called him a fake, a phony, a fraud, and a con man.
And what Romney did not do last night is apologize. The question is that required in Trump's mind? We don't know the answer to that yet. President-elect on Twitter again early this morning, several different tweets, including one that could be very significant, saying that on December 15th, he and his children are going to have a press conference announcing how they're going to handle the business going forward.
He says it'll be a big press conference. The kids will be there. He says that it will be him removing himself in total from his company. And this was an interesting, actually several tweets on this, George. One says, I feel it is visually important as president to in no way have a conflict of interest with my various businesses. Now, George, if he turns the company over to his children, as he has said before, Ivanka Trump is a big part of that. Ivanka Trump's husband, Jared Kushner, is, I am told, going to be going to Washington, will be in the West Wing with President
Trump. Really in the details on this one. We'll be watching that press conference.
And the fascinating thing about this is we're getting more information from Donald Trump on Twitter than we are from press conferences.
It's what he's doing. It's the way he's communicating right now.
Hasn't been one since July.